Hello, welcome to the session on wastewater treatment. In the previous classes, we have discussed about the definition of wastewater and what are the different characteristics of wastewater. So basically, a wastewater is being classified under two heads. One is sewage and the second one is sewage. Okay, sewage is nothing but the waste that is being generated from kitchens in the domestic area, right? And sewage is nothing but the waste that is being generated from the washrooms from domestic area, and the wastewater that is being let out from the different industries like chemical industries, fertilizer industries, textile industries, etc. Okay, so basically wastewater is nothing but a sewage and sewage combined together. But most of the time we refer sewage as a wastewater because the quantity of sewage compared to the sewage is more. So it is very essential for us to treat the sewage in particular than the sewage. Okay. So even though there will be a bifurcation of wastewater as sewage and sewage, they are going to get mixed together over a certain point of time. Okay, and then they are going to be combined together, known as wastewater. So this wastewater treatment is very essential so that the water that is being used from the municipal area in the domestic and other industrial purpose, etc., will be let out as a waste. Okay, so which contains all the matter like solids, oils, grease, fats, suspended impurities, settleable impurities, and other impurities and waste. Okay, so it is very essential for us to understand these different parameters that we have already discussed in the previous classes of characteristics of wastewater or characteristics of a sewage. Okay, so we shall now proceed to understand what is the importance of wastewater treatment and how the treatment procedure is being carried out and what is the outcome of that. Before proceeding further, we shall understand that there is a saying called it's a journey to treatment and return to environment. So wastewater is nothing but it is a process of treatment, and the treated water is being returned back to the environment. Back to the environment here refers to the surface sources of water and subsurface sources of water. Surface sources of water include rivers, ponds, lakes, oceans, etc. And subsurface source of water include wells and aquifers, underground water table, etc. Okay. So here what we are going to do is we are going to treat the waste that is being present in the water, and once it is being treated effectively and efficiently, the water will be let back to the sources, so that if there is any further treatment required, the natural process of purification takes place and the water is being purified and made fit for the consumption of domestic and industrial use. Okay, so understand what are the contents that are being studied here in this current topic. We are going to study the different types of treatment like preliminary and primary treatment of sewage and biological treatment of sewage. So preliminary and primary treatment includes the theory and operation of screens, grid chamber, settling tanks, and their respective designs. So this preliminary and primary treatment is carried out to remove any suspended particles, suspended impurities, settleable solids, oils, grease, fats, etc. That is mainly solids. Okay, so we are going to remove all the solids that are being present in the sewage through preliminary and primary treatment of sewage. The next process of treatment of sewage include biological treatment. You already know that sewage contains both organic and inorganic impurities. Okay, organic impurities are being acted upon by the aerobic bacteria, and inorganic impurities are being acted upon by anaerobic process. Okay, so simultaneously there will be an aerobic and anaerobic process that will be carrying out in the biological process of treatment. Okay, so here you will be studying anaerobic and aerobic treatment methods of wastewater, which include attached growth process and suspended growth process. It also includes batch reactors, continuous flow reactors, and plug flow reactors. Okay, so this is the content that you will be studying in the current unit. So before beginning with the actual discussion on the treatment, this picture represents a river Arkavati in Bangalore, which is highly contaminated and polluted. As a result of which, there will be a foam that is being formed on the surface. Okay, so most of the rivers and lakes in and around the metropolitan cities are going through these phases, where the foams are being generated because of the excess pollution and eutrophication of lakes and ponds. So here is an introduction of wastewater and the treatment that is required for the wastewater. Right? The wastewater discussed in this section is predominantly of domestic origin. So why we are considering domestic origin? Because it is difficult to treat the industrial effluents or industrial wastewater that is being generated and discharged from industries and other textile and fertilizer industries, etc. Okay, so we are going to concentrate mainly on domestic sewage. Varying amounts of industrial and laboratory wastewaters can be collected and treated with the sanitary sewage. Okay, so then the primary purpose of the treatment is to prevent the pollution of receiving waters. The meaning of receiving waters here is the source of water, which include surface source and subsurface sources of water, which I have already discussed in the previous slides. Many techniques have been introduced to accomplish aim for both small and large quantities of sewage. Then collection system. So you need to have a system which is well maintained so that the sewage can be collected properly and can be treated accordingly and very effectively, so that all the treated wastewater, once the process is completed, can be let off to the rivers, lakes, etc. The purpose of sewage collection is to remove the wastewater from points of origin to a treatment facility or place of disposal. Okay, so the main aim to collect the sewage is to remove the wastewater from points of origin. Points of origin here refers to all the domestic areas, that is households and garages, etc. Whatever that comes under the domestic criteria, that is the source or point of origin. So you need to remove all the waste that is collected from the point of origin to a treatment facility or a place of disposal, so that it can be treated efficiently and effectively and can be discharged back into the sources of water. The collection system will consist of the sewer pipes and plumbing that is necessary to convey the sewage from points of origin to the point of treatment or place of disposal. So there will be a particular distance from the point of origin to the treatment point or place of disposal. So this system will be connected by sewer pipes and different plumbing units, so that the sewage or the wastewater can be transferred effectively from the point of origin to the point of treatment or place of disposal. It is necessary that the collection system be designed so that the sewage will reach the treatment as soon as possible after entering the sewer. The most important point here is there should not be any time delay from the time the sewage is being collected and supplied to the treatment unit or place of disposal. Okay, so as far as possible, the collection system should be designed in such a manner that it will reach at the earliest possible time from the point of origin to the place of disposal. If the length of time is too long, the sewage will be anaerobic when it reaches the treatment facilities. Okay, so there will be an anaerobic reaction that is going to take place in the sewers if the length of time from the point of origin to the point of disposal is large. Okay, so in why there will be anaerobic reaction? Because the sewers will not contain any oxygen, because they are laid under ground. There will be a lack of oxygen present in the sewers. So as a result, aerobic reaction will not take place, which leads to the formation of anaerobic environment, and anaerobic reaction will start taking place. As a result, there can be a septic state of sewage being achieved. So you need to see that there will be no anaerobic reaction being taking place from the time when the sewage enters the sewer and it reaches the place of disposal. Sanitary sewage collection system should be designed to remove domestic sewage only. Okay, because it is very difficult to treat the industrial sewage. It should be designed in such a way that domestic sewage can be easily collected and uh, conveyed to the point of treatment. Surface drainage is excluded to avoid construction large sewer and treating large volumes of sewage diluted by rainwater during the storms. Okay, so surface drainage is to be avoided for the reason that if the sewage is exposed to the atmosphere, there will be a foul smell or odor that is not fit or which will cause nuisance to the surroundings, and also along with that there will be sewage that will be diluted by rainwater during the storms. So as far as possible or to a greater extent see that the surface drainage is being excluded completely, and always the underground drainage system is being provided to collect the sewage and carry it to the point of treatment. Sewers which exclude surface drainage are called sanitary sewers, and those which collect surface drainage in combination with sanitary sewage are called combined sewers. Okay, so basically there are two types of sewers. One is combined sewer and sanitary sewers. Sanitary sewers are the one which are being provided underground, and they are going to carry only the waste or sewage, while combined sewers are the one which carry the sewage as well as the surface drainage water. Okay, that is going to carry surface drainage and sanitary sewage together. Such type of sewers we call it as combined sewers. Pumping is necessary where the slope of the sewer does not produce the required minimum velocity of 0.3 meter per second. So the minimum velocity of 0.3 meter per second should be available for the sewage to be transferred. In case if the minimum velocity of 0.3 per meter per second is not achieved, then you need to have a pumping facility to facilitate the required minimum velocity. Removing grease from sewage is essential to proper function of sewage systems. At fixed installation, grease is collected by ceramic or cast iron grease interceptors called interceptors that are installed at kitchens. So what is the disadvantage of allowing the grease to pass through the sewers? Okay, they are going to adhere to the surface and ultimately they are going to clog the sewer systems. So it is very essential for each one of the part so that the grease can be removed thoroughly before it is being sent to the point of treatment. So at fixed installation, it is collected by ceramic or cast iron grease interceptors which are installed at the kitchens, that is outlet of the kitchen. Sewage. So here the sewage is going to contain various types of impurities and disease causing bacteria which is disposed of by dilution or on land after its collection and conveyance. Okay. So in the previous chapter we have discussed about the disposal of sewage. There are two methods, one is dilution and disposal on land. So what happens in the process of dilution and what happens in the process of disposal on land, that we have already discussed in detail, so I have not discussed this point again. Okay, so basically the sewage is going to contain impurities and also the disease causing bacteria. If the quantity of sewage is more than the receiving water, then the receiving water will get polluted or the land becomes sewage sick. Under such circumstances, it is very difficult to do some treatment of the sewage so that it can be accepted by the land or receiving water without any objection. So this I am not going to discuss in detail because it has already been taken up in the previous chapter. Okay, about the sewage sickness and the dilution by water and disposal on land. The main object of the treatment is to reduce the sewage content, that is the solids that is being present in the sewage water, from the sewage and remove all the nuisance causing elements and change the character of the sewage in such a way that it can be safely discharged in the natural course applied on the land. So what is the main objective of sewage treatment or wastewater treatment is to reduce all the sewage contents, that is to remove all the solids and all the elements that cause bad odor or foul smell or nuisance, and change the character in such a way that the sewage or the wastewater can be disposed or discharged safely into the water bodies or can be applied on the land, so that further purification takes place, and the water can be made fit for drinking in utilization in case of purification of water. Practically, the treatment of sewage is required in big cities only where the volume of sewage is more, as well as the quantity of various solids and industrial sewage, etc. are more. Okay, so you need to go for treatment of sewage in big cities uh, where the volume of the sewage will be more, which consists of huge amount of solids and industrial waste. But this doesn't mean that treatment of sewage is not required for smaller cities. It is very essential, but not in a greater quantities, because the amount of solids and industrial waste that are being present in the smaller cities, in the urban cities or villages, will be less compared to the metropolitan cities. So essentially, we can say that treatment of sewage is very required, irrespective of the region where the sewage is being generated. Okay, but the difference here is the quantity of solids and waste that is being present in the sewage in the big cities or metropolitan cities will be on a higher side compared to the villages or urban cities. Water treatment plant, which is nothing but a preliminary and primary. Okay, so we call them as physical treatment methods, which include preliminary treatment and primary treatment. Process to treat the sewage, which includes only the larger solids, and in that process more complex compounds are broken up and converted into simpler compounds. The different treatment units include screen, grid chambers, skimming tanks, and sedimentation tanks, with or without the use of chemicals. The floating matter and solids that are present in the sewage. Bar screens are the coarse or medium size, in which the bars are placed 5 centimeters or above the remove racks, and they are going to remove the sticks, dead animals, etc. from the sewage and prevent the sewage pumps from damaging. They have the perforations of size about 1.5 mm to 6 mm, produce noticeable effect on the strength of sewage and considerably reduce the load on subsequent treatment units. So these screens are going to help the treatment units in such a manner that all the waste that are considerably consisting of large solids, sticks, racks or bags, dead animals, boulders, whatever it is, stones, etc. They are going to remove them and prevent the damage of further subsequent treatment units. Fine screens may be of drum or disc type and mechanically operated, which are less common nowadays because of low efficiency, high maintenance cost, and difficulty in disposal of the screening materials. Cutting screens are also being used nowadays due to their high efficiency and less maintenance cost. It consists of a drum that continuously revolves and removes the fine suspended impurities from the sewage. The disposal screens may be buried, incinerated, or digested. Disposal of screenings. Screenings can be disposed along with the municipal solid waste or any other waste on a sanitary landfill. In large sewage treatment plants, screenings can be incinerated. For small wastewater plant, screenings may be disposed of by burial on the plant site. So whatever the screens have been done, okay, that is the screening process takes place. All the sewage that is obtained from that, they are called as screenings. Okay, they can be disposed along with the municipal solid waste on landfill or incinerated or maybe buried deep inside the earth near the plant site. So this is the picture that represents the bar screens. So these are placed vertically with an angle of 30 to 60 degrees Celsius to the degrees to the horizontal, and you can see there some solid impurities being trapped. So this is about the bath screens and the preliminary unit of the treatment unit. The next